All right, let's bring in Alex Vines, who is the director of the Africa program over at Chatham House. He joins me now live from London. Alex, very good to have you on the show. What do you think is likely to happen between this, for lack of a better way to put it, this standoff between ECOWAS and Niger's military junta? 1 week ultimatum has been given. Time is ticking.
Time is exactly ticking. The president of Chad provided the riot act, I think, to the junta, saying unless you step down, ECOWAS is seriously considering a military intervention, and they're planning for it. And you need to restore constitutional order. So the clock is ticking. I think the junta's response to this, one by suggesting there was a French conspiracy to release President Bazoum, is an example of their anxiety, but also trying to get regional support. So the support of the other juntas in Mali and Burkina Faso also shows that they're worried about the precedent this would set if suddenly a military regime is removed and democratic constitutional order is restored. So we'll have to see. This is high stakes. I do worry about the safety of President Bazoum. If there were to be an intervention, there can't be any guarantee that he would be particularly safe. This is very dramatic.
Talking a talk is one thing, but walking the walk is something different. You're seeing countries now, especially out of the European continent, come out and threatening, and not even threatening, suspending military financial aid. The UK, France, Germany, the European Union as a bloc has suspended financial aid. Do you think this could be a strong enough message in terms of what they want to see in Niger?
Well, you're right. I mean, the West has been very strong in its condemnation of the coup, as has the regional body in West Africa, the Economic Community of West African States, and the Monetary Union for Francophone West African States, UMOA. So they've been very strong. And look, Niger is the poorest country in the world almost. It's very reliant on international development humanitarian assistance aid, up to about $2 billion a year, which is enormous. It is landlocked. It's one of its main exports, or two of its main exports, are also going to be impacted here. The export of uranium, the majority of it gets exported to France. That's not going to happen in under these sanctions now. And also China is an oil producer in Niger. So the screw is being turned. The junta don't have a lot of options here. And hence, I think this very fiery rhetoric of, don't intervene. This is about Nigerian sovereignty. So I really do think that we are in new territory here. We haven't seen this for a while in West Africa, where the regional body is seriously threatening a military intervention.
Alex, not enough good cards in Niger's hand. Do you feel that Russia could be a viable option here? Because we're seeing a dramatic shift in the sentiment against France and a rising popularity to Russia, to the Russosphere and Wagner's forces. I mean, do the Nigerian people really understand what that means?
Yeah, I mean, again, a really good question from you. I'm not sure that the broader Nigerian population understand fully the ramifications of this. You're right that there have been Russian flags kind of brandished in demonstrating crowds. But I don't think that necessarily shows, widespread support for Russia. It's very easy to distribute flags and use them as a kind of an particularly French stroke Western statement, but that doesn't necessarily show deep support. Having said that, I mean, maybe you in Istanbul understand this better than I. Russia is a very confusing place at the moment. So you've had Mr. Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, several times calling for the return of constitutional order in Niger. Meanwhile, the chief of Wagner, Mr. Prigozhin, has said this junta has staged an anti-imperial, anti-neocolonial exercise, and Wagner is ready to assist them. So which Russia do we believe? It's very contradictory and very difficult to read just at the moment.
All right, we'll be keeping a close eye on the situation that is developing as we speak in Niger. Alex Fine, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us here on the NewsHour.